Hey, welcome back. We're actually standing in the same order again. So this looks like the last video, which actually is a continuation of the last video because we pushed stop and we're like, oh, we should have said this and we should have said that. And so anyways, this is another episode of Building Better Bodies with Deven and the Docs. I'm Dr. Amir Rashidian, Brandy Rashidian, and Deven Brady, the master coach of bodybuilding. And this is the episode where we kind of give an update on how we've been doing, Brandy and I being trained by Deven, and how things have been going and so on. So I'll hand it over to you, Brandy. Let us know how things are going. And
things are good. So I felt like I had a few weeks where like I had plateaued, or maybe even I felt like I had gone a little bit backwards on, I wasn't feeling, not backwards on, we were still hitting goals and stuff, but I was feeling a little bit down, like I wasn't losing the fat that I wanted to lose, that I thought should, because we have in our head of what should accompany. But then we've been blowing the records. My personal bests we've been blowing those out of the water. So my strength is increasing for sure. We've actually had some compliments on some of the weight that I'm doing. We were doing the leg press and doing quads the other day. And there is a young lady who is, did you go pro?
So just to bring those folks viewing it up to speed, it's a young lady who's very aggressively pursuing getting her master's pro status in women's physique. So all gyms, we have our regulars, we have our people that we rely on, people we see every day. Trust me, people, I see folks, members that are in that gym almost as much as me, an employee. So there are people, the commitments levels vary, but there's some people that are on the very high end of that. And this individual we're speaking of is one of those people, and she's one awesome. That many people look to for motivation and inspiration. She's in her 40s and she's competing at the highest level, and she came right up to us and complimented Brandy on her work ethic and the amount of work she's putting in and the amount of weight that she's moving.
Yeah, I had a good number of plates on that press, so that was kind of nice. But just seeing other people
let's just
are
say
watching.
She can pick up both of us at the same time.
Or I can lay back and you guys can sit on my feet and I can crush you, one of the two.
Right.
But so that was really nice, and that was motivating. Especially it came at a time where I wasn't feeling fantastic, which happens over the course of training.
Absolutely.
But then this week we jumped into the gym, and what is today? Today is so yesterday, and my technique was fantastic, if I do say so myself. And
yes, it was.
So it was really, really good.
Yeah. So from as the trainer, what we were discussing and what we were seeing kind of happen dynamically is that we try to keep the regimen relatively dependable, okay? Because the reason being is if I change up things on you guys too often and too frequently, yes, your body is not going to adapt, but yes, your form is not going to progress either, okay? So comfort is helpful to a point, okay? We need to understand the physiology of what's happening in each exercise when we perform each repetition so that we can perform it with maximum efficiency in mind. And that takes time, right? You need to have a familiarity with the movement, an understanding of your strength level and how you operate within that movement. And then basically that can be advanced. And so what we're seeing is not only is the strength advancing, but kind of a breakthrough that Brandy and I made recently this week is that I was truly, truly impressed at the mastery of Brandy's form. So whether or not we were necessarily hitting new plateaus or breaking through into new...
And we still had a few of those.
And we were still working very much near Brandy's most challenging weights. And that's an important thing for the folks watching to keep in mind is so now we're just not seeing overall strength progress. We're seeing Brandy use the most challenging weights that she's ever used with exceptional form. And that's what we have to understand is a very difficult thing to do. Most people will ultimately sacrifice form for function. They'll sacrifice form for weight, just generally moving more weight. But when we can learn to use the most effective poundages and do them with the most effective repetitions, that's when we really start to get the peak optimal efficiency out of bodybuilding and hypertrophy training. So that was a huge breakthrough this week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, nice to break records and
And look good doing it.
That's pretty good.
Right.
How about you? You are doing really well right now. Better than the last couple weeks.
Yeah, so it's been 4 weeks and 2 days since those headaches started.
Not that we're counting.
Not that we're counting, but oh man, in the first 2 weeks I was kind of in denial, I think, because I kept going back in the gym and lifting some weights, and it would cause a headache, and I'd go, I'd stop, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So then I, did some research, talked to some doctors, and decided I was just going to take a full 2 weeks off of no weights. And I would go to the gym the same time I normally would have gone. I spent the same amount of time that I would have spent in the gym, but I'd get on the treadmill and walk. I'd walk at a decent pace, not tremendously fast. I'd still break somewhat of a sweat, not much, but just to keep active. But the other thing I did was, because I wasn't expending so many calories, I reduced my intake as well, and then I started to see some weight come off, and I've actually lost 8 pounds in the past 4 weeks. 4 weeks and 2 days.
Right.
So from that standpoint, I feel like I'm ready to get back in. We actually did an official workout, although we used really light weights on Saturday a few days ago, and for the first time I was able to finish the entire workout. And then I did a light legs workout 2 days after that on Monday, and I was able to finish that workout. So it looks like we may be able to. So tomorrow's the day. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to start the challenge a little heavy. Not much, but a little heavy. And we're hoping, and hopefully you'll join us in hoping and praying, that there will not be a headache.
That's right.
And if there isn't a headache, little by little, I'm back, baby.
That's it.
I'm glad you're back, but I have to say there was a little bit. It felt a little good to lift heavier than your husband. So I'm going to miss some of that, but I'm glad you're back. So
Yes.
They have this kettlebell that has little pink tapes on it. That's the one I was lifting.
I wrote his name on it after he
Oh,
left.
got it. Yes. Yes. We will now that he's back, we'll now let that once again be open for public use, the rest of the gym,
There
not
you
just
go.
Dr. Ruby.
Yes. The pink weights are free.
Yeah.
So, and last time we talked a little bit about the reason why everyone gets back in the gym at this time, and how we all want to get in shape for the beach or the pool and look good, and that's why we're getting in, and you mentioned 3 amazing things, like use the date, but don't let that be, what was the wording used? Don't let that date.
We want to drive towards the date. We don't want the date to drive us, right? So exactly. So we got to build up to the date. Don't expect to just wake up and be a completely different person with completely different habits.
Exactly.
Create momentum.
And then think long term. So
Got it.
So it made me think of the mindset of working up to that day, and what's going to keep you going, and what's going to make sure, in addition to those 3 things, I think we can apply those same 3 things with the psychology of it. And it made me think about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali used to walk around saying what was his main thing?
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yes. Yes. And he also said, I am the greatest.
Right.
And he said, I was so fast. What did he say? I hit the light switch. I was in bed fast asleep before the lights went out. But why, I always wonder, why was he so arrogant and so conceited and so just like
Or it appeared
overly
that way,
confident. And I think I got it. I think it's because when his alarm would go off at 5 a.m., and he knew he set that alarm so he'd get up and go for a 10-mile run to get ready for the next fight. I think he would remember yesterday on national TV to everybody, I just told them I'm the greatest. If I don't get up and run, I can't back that up. And I think he said it so much that it drove him to live up to it. I guarantee, I think there's another quote, now I don't know if this is actually him or if someone attributed it to him, but the quote says, I said it before I was.
I mean, it's really an affirmation of sorts, if you will. You know, it's just one that a lot of us do affirmations and we do it quietly. Some, we should say it out loud, but we don't always say it out loud, and we might do it to the mirror. But how often do I come up to you and go, I'm the great, okay, I might do that a lot, but on average, we don't walk up to strangers and go, I'm the greatest.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's actually really powerful. Maybe people should pick somebody they know.
Yes.
And
well,
and
be
do
super
that.
careful, because when someone shoots you down, if you allow that to get into your head,
True.
now
Yes.
you're destroyed. Someone says, look at you. You don't look great. You don't act great. You can't do this and that. What's wrong with you? So you got to be really, really careful, because there are a lot of people in our lives who want to see us fail. And the minute you fail, they take delight in that and say, I knew you couldn't keep that up.
Right.
I knew you'd quit. I knew you wouldn't make it. I knew you were just blowing smoke.
Yeah. Well, if they can't find somebody in their own circle, we will not shoot people down like that. So
That's
you can
right.
come to us
That's right.
anytime.
Yeah.
Or Deven, and you
Yes.
can walk up to us and go, I'm the greatest. And I'm going to be like, no doubt.
Yeah, and
No doubt, welcome.
the biggest reason I brought this up is because of this. Because look at what that comment from Chrissy did for you, where
Yeah.
she came up and
Huge.
said, wow, look at you lifting this much weight.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Great job. What we need to be doing is, if we want to hear more of that, we need to be going giving those compliments
I
to
agree.
everybody.
Yeah.
We need to
That's
be the
huge.
ones in the gym going, hey, that's great. Hey, you're doing good. Is that more than you did last time? Because that's pretty amazing.
Right.
And hey, and there are some people, we've been seeing them grow over the past few months of being in the gym. The regulars were like, wow, you actually do look different than
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
It's
good.
amazing.
So you guys look great, even though we can't see you. And anyways, we'll update you next time. It was a great chat. And listen, come by One Life South, One Life Fitness, and walk up to the desk and just say you saw the video, and get your 7-day pass and start working out. Ask for Deven. Do a session with him. Do a few sessions with him. Really see what it means to have a coach versus a trainer, because the coach, what he does is he's coaching you on every rep. Every single rep you're doing, he's coaching you, telling you how to do it, what you should be thinking about, what you should be doing, and where your focus is, and how to get the best results. You want results if you're going to put that much effort into it.
For sure.
So do it the right way. Stop by, and hopefully we'll see you there. And when we do, we'll give you a compliment so you can get fired up. So stay focused, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Take care.
Thanks.